right, everybody, welcome to another episode of The Food Explorer. My name is Bill Collins, and I am here with an awesome guest today. But before I announce who she is, I want you to like us on social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, anything you might be on. Share it, like us, tag us, and you're going to get entered for a chance to win a beautiful tin of Trey Olive olive oil. So please, like and share. And I have to tell you, the guest today that we have in, she's a giant in the food industry. She's taken it by storm. She has been nominated the Big E Cake Decorator of the Year 2025. She won the Feast of the East People's Choice. She won the Feast of the East dessert category. She's young, she's driven, she's smart. She's proven every single day that women certainly have a place in the restaurant industry, in the kitchen. Today we are with Chef Alison Henry.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
For coming. I hope you like the build up. I was trying to.
Good.
Yeah. And if we wait like another half a month, you might have like the winner of the Feast of the East 2026 as well. You never know. Never know. It's coming up, and I'm coming back this year, so it's going to be a pleasure to work with you there, and I'll be rooting for you, and hopefully
Is it a secret what you're making?
I have not dropped it yet, but I mean, I'll tell you.
Have you decided what you're making?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I've been thinking about it, and I love Milanese, right? Just it's what I love to eat in the summer and the spring. And so I'm going to be taking lobster tails and lightly pounding them and making a lobster tail Milanese with a little bit of a citrus beurre blanc topped with a citrusy salad over the top and some light, fresh, delicious, hopefully a winner. But if not, I will at least walk out of that place as I light it on fire behind me to know I did my best. I left it all on the field. How about you? Do you know what you're doing?
I don't know if I'm going to do the same thing I did last year or something new. I think it's fun to do something different every time.
I think so too, yeah.
But I won last year with the chocolate chip cookies and the ice cream. People love that. So I might do it again, but I also had a customer recommendation for something that we make in the case a lot with another kind of ice cream. So
I heard about it. From your dad. So I have an idea what it might be, but we're not going to allude to it too much further.
There's
than
actually
that,
a couple different things I was going to do.
Okay.
What did he tell you?
Should I say?
You can say it.
Okay, so he said it was going to be like a
baklava?
baklava croissant.
I might do
stuffed
those.
with ice cream. That
I
sounded
don't
really
know.
good.
I've actually never seen a combination of the two desserts before. So I did like a regular. I made them at the bakery. A regular croissant dough, and then I blended up walnuts, brown sugar, and cinnamon and sugar. And then I put that in the triangle, and then I rolled it up, baked it.
Sounds really cool.
And then I made a honey glaze. I dipped the whole croissant in the honey glaze, and then I dipped it in cinnamon sugar. So it made this like encased sugar.
That sounds awesome.
It was so good.
So I am self-admittedly the world's worst baker.
I was gonna say
I'm just like, listen, I love to cook. I'm just like, I'm not great at following the rules. And I feel like you got to follow the rules. But I know if I were a baker this year with how hot it is, I'd be trying to do something with Dubai chocolate. Like
it's everywhere.
Like it's everywhere. People are going nuts, but I just feel like everybody's like so on it. They're like, oh my God, did you see, and so
I am kind of one of those people that makes fun of it. So I don't really,
I get it. I get it. I totally understand.
But
yeah,
you can kind of do whatever you want when you bake. I feel like a lot of people who, especially are only chefs, like think baking and think it has to be exactly this recipe. But I didn't have a recipe for the baklava croissant. Like I just took something that I knew that was a base and I adjusted where I knew that I could play around with stuff. I do the same thing with our coffee cakes. Like I have one coffee cake recipe and then I just mix in whatever I want.
I love that.
So make all kinds of different like fruit ones or like a cherry chocolate one is good. All kinds of different stuff like that.
So we know that you're a total badass in the bakery. Now, tell me though, like this has to come from somewhere. So where did you start? How did you get the chops? I mean, you're 23 years old. You've been in business 2 years at Sugar Chalet. You're winning countless awards, but I mean, how'd you get into this?
Yeah, I started cooking a lot when I was little with my family and stuff and my grandma. And I kind of always knew I wanted to open a bakery. my grandpa actually kept this picture that I drew of the bakery I wanted to open.
Oh, really? How old were you when you did that?
I probably 8.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he kept it like in like a stack of papers that he had, and my grandma found it, and she was like, "I wanted you to have this," and I thought it was really sweet.
Did you like frame it? Is it in the bakery?
It's not in the bakery, but it is in my house.
Yeah, I love
should
that.
put it up. And I went to Tantascwa, so I did culinary there.
Yep.
And then I worked at Great Horse for like 3 years. So that
Great
was
spot.
good. Yeah,
Great spot.
I learned a lot. James like took me under his wing.
James
and
is a wonderful guy.
he's awesome.
And
Yeah.
in fact, I want to have him on the show too. He's such a talent.
Yeah.
I think the country club is lucky to have him.
Yes.
And his plates are gorgeous. He does a good job.
Yeah, it was cool because he let me and one of the other girls make the dessert menu.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
they used to not have as a creative dessert menu, so
Yep.
he let us kind of do whatever we wanted, and people loved it. So that was fun. And then I moved to New York and I went to culinary school. I didn't even go to pastry school. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're like a pastry chef." I'm not a pastry chef.
I love it. I love it. Like I said, you're a badass.
Yeah, well, and then I worked in 2 different Michelin star restaurants while I was there.
Really?
So I switched.
Which restaurants?
One of them was called Benno.
Okay.
And they had to close because COVID. So then I had to find another job. I worked at the Clock Tower.
Okay. Awesome.
It's a big hotel. And they were actually right across the street from 11 Madison Park.
Oh.
So I like saw that every day. And when I went to work,
Little inspiration.
it was.
Yeah.
I heard it was not a great place to work.
Listen, I don't know if I would want to work in a Michelin starter, especially a Michelin 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just the pressure that goes along with
Yeah.
that every day has got to be really tough. And then imagine when the accolades are coming out and it's all of a sudden you're a 2. It's like your world is falling apart
Yeah.
and you're a failure, where every other restaurant in the world would love to be considered a 2.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was interesting because I think that helped me like with almost like my discipline in the kitchen and how I work.
Of course.
Because we used to have, it was a 2-floor kitchen, so I had to bring everything upstairs.
Yep.
And one of my chefs was like, if you're walking without something in your hands, like you're wasting your time.
Yep.
If you are going downstairs, there's something you could bring down there. If you're downstairs, something you could bring up. So there's always things that are being like told to you that you kind of learn.
Full hands in, full hands out.
Yeah, and you
Yep.
pick it up on the way. But I did savory and pastry. So I learned both things, which I realized not a lot of chefs bake.
Right.
To your point, like
Yeah.
they do food, and that's what they do is food.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to see both sides, and I did pastry production and pastry service. I liked pastry production.
So now,
was fun.
how did that happen though? Because so you said you went to culinary school,
Mm-hmm.
and so how did they place you there without any of that experience? Did you ask to do that so that you could learn
New
another
York?
element? Yeah.
Kind of. I just applied. I applied for so many positions, and I just did like an interview for a day, and they
liked
just
you.
liked me.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it was funny because there was this at Benno I was working. I was like 18. I graduated high school, and then I moved to New York by myself.
That's
like
awesome.
2 weeks later.
Brave, dude.
Yeah.
Brave. I love it.
So it was crazy. But
How'd you find a place to live? Like
my mom helped me because she's a
Okay.
realtor.
Oh, got it,
So I
got
got
it.
this little tiny apartment, probably like the size of this room.
Yeah.
Smaller. And I went to school from like 7 to 2. I went home. I took a nap for like 30 minutes, and then I worked from like 3:30 to like 10 or
That's
11.
awesome.
And then I would walk home, and I would do it like 6 days a week. It was crazy.
Rinse, repeat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how you cut your teeth.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there with some of the world's best chefs, and you're just a sponge soaking it all in.
Yeah.
And when is a better time to do it than then, when you are as resilient as you're going to be?
Yeah.
And you can handle it. It's like, it's a lot though.
It is.
I totally get it, because
Yeah.
I know when I felt like I had superpowers back in the day was my, mid 20s to mid 30s, whereas like, I felt like I could be up until 3 o'clock in the morning, sleep
Yeah,
for 3
it's
hours, go
crazy.
back to work, no problem.
It's so
and
bad.
do a 14-hour day, cater a wedding the next day.
Yeah.
It's like, no problem. Like that now to me sounds like, oh my God, I don't know how I ever did that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's kind of how it is for me now. I mean, Thanksgiving and Christmas,
Oh,
I was at the bakery all night. I did not
yeah.
go home.
Yeah, you're getting slaughtered.
And like my dad was there with one of his friends at like midnight filling apple pies for me. It
Yeah,
was like,
please. He's
we're,
probably
like,
eating
falling
every third
asleep.
pie.
And I'm like, just have to get through this. And then
Yeah.
Christmas happened, and I was like, just have to get through this.
Yeah.
But I always keep in my head that like I know the day will be over eventually.
No, it's a good way to look at it. And But I mean, think about that, right? You are 23 and you've got a business that has that kind of demand.
Yeah.
And it's not like you get to just be a good baker in a business. You also have to be a business person.
Yeah.
You have to understand the dollars and cents of how to make money in the business, run the labor, pay sales tax, all that stuff. And it's
crazy.
It's not just like you go in the morning, you're like, oh, I'm going to whip up a couple of, beautiful almond tartlets.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be a sharp business person. Otherwise, you're only opening the doors a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Well,
it's interesting too, like seeing people on social media and they're like, this is what I do for my bakery. I own this. And it's like, they're showing them walking in the door, making themselves a drink, and then making a cookie, and then they go home.
Right.
And it's like, that's not what your day looks like.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, today was crazy. I have me, one of our other girls, and then we have a new hire. It's her second day. And we have like 15 tickets up on the board for lunch.
Yeah.
And trying to do the register and the drinks and the food, and the dishes are backed up and the floor is wet, and it's like the tables are dirty, they need to be cleaned, and I have cookies that I have to I just base iced my cookies. I came over here, and after this I go back and I have
bailing a station out at a time.
I'm like,
yeah.
Gotta fill them all up.
And then it's like, for your business, then you got to call back all the custom orders for cakes. You got to call back the catering orders, right? Because you're not just a bakery, you're actually doing breakfast and lunch too.
Yeah, and I do wholesale, so I have to try to make sure all my wholesale people are happy.
Man, you are lucky age is on your side, because I couldn't even imagine it at this point.
I know.
That's crazy. So now, if you zoom out a little bit on your business, obviously, you seem to be very bakery forward, like, with even the website, there's a lot of pictures of, everything that you bake and create and the custom cakes you do. But what is your feeling from the savory side to the sweet side? Like, do you prefer one over the other? Do you enjoy both as much as each other?
I like both. I think I don't understand how bakeries who don't serve food survive. Either, because we sell so much food.
Right.
And it's like, if we only had this little bakery case and sold cakes, that's must be incredibly hard. So the food helps us out a lot, because that's like a higher sale is breakfast sandwich and a burrito and avocado toast, and people come for breakfast. So
but you're a hustler though too, and you're willing to add the employees and run payrolls, like a lot of people that are just doing the opposite, or one man shops or whatever. But I can tell, I could see a line of these things at some point. You got the hustle. You got the hustle. So tell me a little bit about the wholesale. Who do you wholesale to? What idiots don't you wholesale to?
Right.
We got to talk.
Right now I have 2, but I'm trying to get more. It's like all about the time management of getting all these things done. And there's only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
And you have to sleep for like half.
Well, to be honest with you too, it's like, it's not like I want to drive to Wilbraham to come pick up my desserts.
Right.
Like, so if I'm going to have wholesale, I'm expecting I can afford to put them center of the plate, right? And charge a reasonable price to my customer. And I'm not looking for another job to come have to drive and pick them up. So I'm kind of expecting they get delivered. So, I mean, that's a whole nother avenue that
people love, like the Cisco dessert. It's like a huge thing in restaurants, but it's made to be easy. And that's why I think, like, I see the same desserts in a lot of restaurants.
Of course.
And it's because it's the easy thing to do. But I used to wholesale desserts to a restaurant, and they told me that my price was too much.
Right.
But I had customers coming into my shop and being like, where are your desserts?
Right.
Why aren't they there anymore?
Right.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, like, it just didn't fit with their budget.
Yeah.
But it's also crazy too how many restaurants don't have a pastry chef or like any pastry at all.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at my restaurant, we make like 30%. We buy 70. And that's just an honest, I'm not lying, because I'm a really bad baker, right? No, but but there are products that are good that you can buy, but at the same time, like, I'm not buying I think you can even buy a creme brulee these days in a disposable dish or whatever.
Yep.
Like, I'm not buying creme brulee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes people just want like a piece of cake.
Right.
And they're happy with that.
But like, I would all day rather offer, and I got to believe there's a way to blend it, right? It's like, it doesn't mean it has to be the whole Sugar Chalet case.
Right.
It could be like 2 rock star features.
Yeah.
And you could have a little filler that you bring in from the big box supplier, you know, doesn't need to be the S word, you know, it could be somebody else that's maybe a little nicer out there, but, no, it's awesome. So for you though, it's a whole nother scenario because, you know, it's everything that you're producing for the business, but there's also a whole custom element.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at your cakes and there's like ones with like, you know, playing cards on there. It's like, so you're like an artist, you know,
try.
It's really cool.
I picked up all this skill just from practicing. Like I didn't learn any of this at school. And I used to, when I was little, I would watch like those Cake Boss videos, and I had one of those rose nails, and I would buy a can of frosting, and I would make the little roses like in my living room on the couch.
That's awesome.
And I would have like parchment paper on the table with all these roses.
It's funny that you say that though, because like if you do just go to her website, in 2 seconds you'll see the level of expertise, and it looks like somebody that's been doing it forever, because you look at like just every detail when you look at like a frosted cupcake. I just don't have the steady hand for it, you know, and it's meticulous. And I can imagine being like, all right, start over again. It's got to be so frustrating.
I've had to scrape cakes a few times. Only sometimes you like do something and you think it looks good in your head, and then you see it and it looks terrible. Scrape it off and do it again. But it is fun. I actually have a stool sometimes, and I'll just sit and I'll like decorate my cakes. Yeah. There was like 2 years ago at the Big E, someone let me set up a table and do like demo decorating on a fake cake. So I was there for like 7 hours for like 5 days.
Jesus.
Just like decorating the same like styrofoam cake, and there was a crowd. It was cool. People were watching.
That's awesome.
I let some little kids like try it, and it was fun.
But what a great way to promote your business too.
Yeah.
And you know, hopefully you get a couple of customers out of it.
Yeah, I got a wedding out of it.
I love it. Good. I love it. So now, is that a big part of your business too? Weddings and you know, birthdays.
It's definitely
and
getting.
That stuff?
Weddings are definitely getting more. Birthdays are like the main aspect for custom. But we do a lot of like baby showers and bridal showers, and sometimes people order like wedding dessert tables. So like
like Viennese tables. I love that.
And like a cream puff and that kind of thing. So those are fun too.
That's awesome. Yeah. So now, out of all the desserts you create, what's your little secret that like at the end of the day you're like, oh, I hope one of those is left over. I'm taking that home.
Sometimes a cookie. Like sometimes I just want to take a cookie home.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I would be
say that's about
450 pounds if I worked in
People say that all the
bakery.
time, and you know what I say to them? I say, if you worked at Best Buy, you wouldn't own 400 phones.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
You just have your one, and because I need to sell the product I make.
Yeah,
I do try
100%.
it here and there.
Yeah.
But it is nice to sometimes there's a couple things extra, bring them home to my boyfriend or my family, and they all enjoy it. So
that's awesome.
It's good. Yeah.
So now, you know, talking a little bit about what you're currently doing. You know, being somebody at your age, you know, it's a big wide world out there.
Yeah.
You know, and so like, what do you have any thoughts for down the road a little bit, like achievements that you hope to make, like, you know, or like other avenues in your business that you hope to develop into?
There's a lot of different things that I could do. I do want to go to another pastry school. It was somewhere in Europe. I don't remember, but I think it was like 10 or 12 weeks. And I do want to go to other schools and learn like croissant and learn chocolate and all these other things. So I hope eventually I'll be able to get back to that stuff.
Yep.
But I wanted to open the bakery like when I could, because I don't have a ton of responsibility in my life. Like it's the bakery. And I know if I was like 30, 40, I would not feel comfortable like putting up all this money and all this time into this bakery.
Yeah. Well, and other challenges come up.
If
There's
not
kids,
now, when, you know?
Yeah. No, and listen, you know what? I love that too, because, you know, and part of me wishes that I was in a spot where I figured it out to do it earlier too, because, you know, there is so much that you learn along the way.
Yeah.
And I think doing it at your age, it just poises you to be so successful if you really continue to do the right thing like you've been doing and keep positioning yourself in the right places with the right people.
Yeah.
I think like you're going to continue to knock it out of the park.
Thank you.
It's a no-brainer. So now I got to get in there. I got to see what you can make for CSG. I mean, if there's anything that comes to mind, what would you want me to carry in my restaurant from your place?
I don't know. I mean, people love our cake.
Yeah.
Like a nice big slice of cake with some ice cream or something is always really good. I make a really good cheesecake. I know that's like the basic restaurant dessert is like a cheesecake.
Yeah.
But it's really good.
I love it.
We sell a lot of those.
And is that like a New York style cheesecake?
Yeah,
or-
it's like super rich. It's like this tall.
I love
It's
it.
really good. And same thing with the coffee cake. I like to mix in all kinds of stuff and just make it like a flavor. I did a peanut butter with mini chocolate chips.
Yep.
So they were all throughout. That was really good. I did like a Ferrero Rocher one,
Nice.
hazelnut,
Oh, yeah.
and I did like a chocolate crust. So all kinds of different stuff like that is good.
Now, what about like parfait-ish stuff? Like I went to a restaurant and I don't think they're there anymore. It was a great little spot. And they like their whole dessert menu came in a mason. Everything came in a mason jar. It was like, they baked all these cool cakes.
Yeah.
And it was like all layered parfait stuff, but every layer had like different textures. And it was like really well done, you know, because you dip your spoon in and it's like you want to make it all the way to the bottom. So you get like a little bit of everything. And they were fabulous. Do you do anything like that, or could you do anything like that?
Yeah. It's also hard sometimes because I know a lot of people who buy their desserts want to just be able to put it on a plate.
Right. Yeah.
But I've never seen anywhere where they like get the components and then they have like whoever
Somebody
like
put it
salads
together.
or whatever, someone put it
Yeah.
together. So I think that would be a cool concept too, because I've never seen that.
Yeah, see, you definitely know a restaurant because
Yeah.
you're like, salad station. I'm
Yeah.
like, yep, that's the person getting that job.
Yep.
That's so funny. So, awesome. Well, we're going to definitely connect after this and maybe after you kick everybody's butt at the Feast of the East again,
Hope
and
so.
and we'll figure it out. You got to make sure that we do that, please, because
Yes.
I would love to be a customer and be able to promote local and
Yeah.
promote you. So, one last question before we kind of wrap up, but like, allergens are such a trend these days. And if I have a party and I want to come to you and say, hey, we want to do a cake, but we got 37 gluten-free people.
Yep.
Is that something that you can do?
Yeah. I also charge, not super common, like at all, but I kind of charge the same amount for gluten-free as I do for
Right. Yeah.
like a regular cake. I just feel like it's, especially if it's a kid, like it's not someone's fault that they can't have gluten.
Sure.
The flour is like 4 times the amount,
I know.
but I think that's the right thing to do. So that's what I do.
awesome of you.
And it tastes the same as a regular cake. So I just had a mom tell me about how she in the past had to buy like an $80 cake for her daughter because it was
That's
gluten-free,
crazy.
and then buy another cake for the rest of the people. And I was like, I'll just make you like a big cake and it'll all just be gluten-free. So you don't have to buy 2 cakes. So stuff like that is good. I like being able to kind of do whatever I want
Yeah.
and take whatever people put in
that's-
for requests.
That's awesome. So now, if I was somebody who wanted to order you and find you, where would we find you for your brick and mortar, and where would we find you on socials?
Yes. So we're at 1 Crane Park Drive in Wilbraham.
Awesome.
And then our website is thesugarchaletma.com. And our Facebook and Instagram is the Sugar Chalet MA also.
It's awesome.
There is one in Canada and one in California, and those are not
Don't
us.
place your orders there.
no.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to pick that cake up.
Yeah.
So I can't thank you enough for taking the time to come out, because
Yeah.
I know, especially with what you do, just like it's like there's always something else you could be doing.
Yeah.
So
No,
it
I'm
means
glad
a
to be
lot
here.
that you came by. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you for catching up. And you heard it here first. You got to go to the Sugar Chalet. She rocks. She's a young entrepreneur that's setting it on fire, and she deserves a little support. So get out there to the Sugar Chalet. Come see her in Wilbraham. It was great having you on, and I'll see you at the
Thank you.
Feast of the East.
Of course, yeah.
Cheers.